All right, folks, welcome back to another Xvault gaming video. Xvault here. And wow, it's been almost a full week since we had a news commentary video here, so it's definitely due for one. And thankfully, we had some news and interesting topics I wanted to go over today. One of those being some Watch Dogs Legion news, and then the big one today where Microsoft does go over its Bethesda exclusivity talk, or clarifies a little bit more at least. So we'll go over that as well. So without further ado, we're not going to make this too long for the intro, but I do want to say thank you so much for everybody's support. Everybody's been stopping by and supporting that stream with the likes and comments and all that as well. So thank you very much, and hopefully this continues to catch on. Appreciate everybody's support there. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get to the news and let's jump to it. All right, folks. So as we have it, we do have some Watch Dogs Legion news, and what that did state today is the online mode did drop today. So this maybe went under my radar, but it is available as of now. I know just a few days ago it was reported that the PC version of the online portion of this was in fact going to be delayed, and not only that, but delayed indefinitely. So today it did follow up with some more news of that, stating that it would be soon, I believe. So we'll see what happens there. But for consoles and Google Stadia, this is available as of today. So go ahead and check that out. So the online mode is available at no additional cost, and the modes will go live for PC on the Epic Games Store and Ubisoft Store, Ubisoft Plus, Ubisoft subscription service soon. The online mode for the Watch Dogs Legion does include free roam, open world, co-op, where players can team up with their friends for up to 4 players and explore London, encounter city events, complete challenges, and participate in side activities. New co-op missions for 2 to 4 players using new co-op gameplay mechanics and giving players the opportunity to recruit the perfect team and fight back against London's threats across the most iconic landmarks of the city. The first available player versus player mode, Spider-Bot Arena, where 4 players control armed spider bots and compete in a high-intensity free-for-all deathmatch. 2 exclusive single-player missions for Season Pass owners are also available today. So you do have the Guardian Protocol. DedSec will track down an algorithm that shows that AI can sometimes override human decisions. So if this algorithm was used to be in weaponized drones, they would have power over life and death. And then finally, Not in Our Name, which is DedSec discovers a secret group using their name in London, working under the orders of a ruthless tabloid owner who uses information stolen by the group to blackmail his notorious victims and gain power in the city. So ultimately, yeah, we do have the online mode. I heard rumblings of this. I don't know if it's true, but rumblings that if you did do the multiplayer portion, the online portion, you are going to have some issues such as restarting completely over with your character, costumes, level, this and that, skills. So I don't know if that's true. That's just what I've been reading online with some of the users, looking into that. So if that's the case, then yikes. But for those looking forward to it or wanted to experience this with a friend or have yet to experience this, you can. And I believe this is going on sale pretty often for about $30. So there you go. So if you're a Watch Dogs fan, you want to check that out. Now it has that online mode just for you, I guess. So we'll see what happens with that down the road with me or not, if I'll check that out. But there you go. Moving on from that, we do have some news from the Microsoft side of things, such as the thumbnail and title do specify. Microsoft does confirm some future Bethesda games will be exclusive to Xbox and PC. So to kind of go over this is per Kotaku itself. Microsoft's $7.5 billion acquisition of Bethesda software parent company ZeniMax Media is complete, the company announced today. While the full ramifications of the deal will play out in the months and years to come, Xbox boss Phil Spencer did confirm one thing: some of Bethesda's future games will be exclusive to Microsoft's platforms. So he quotes to state that with the addition of the Bethesda creative teams, gamers should know that Xbox consoles, PC, and Game Pass will be the best place to experience new Bethesda games, including some new titles in the future that will be exclusive to Xbox and PC players, he wrote in today's blog post. Last fall, when the deal was first announced, Spencer said that it would honor Bethesda's existing terms and agreements to make Deathloop and Ghostwire Tokyo PS5 console exclusives, but would decide which of the publisher's future games to make multi-platform on a case-by-case basis. Today's news makes it clear that at least some of them will be exclusive to the Xbox and PC, but it's still unclear which will those be. So yeah, I'm not going to go too much more into the wording of things here, but I do want to go over the fact that this is good. I've had some conversations with some folks online today, not onlines. And what we ultimately discussed was them saying, you have that side, that fanboyism side that comes out and says, well, good, that's what Sony gets, that's what they get, and it's about time, and all this stuff, right? So again, not to keep using the word ultimately, but it's ultimately a benefactor for Microsoft. And I have nothing against that. I do think they need to have exclusive content. They need to have exclusive games. Now, when you say exclusive, it's exclusive to everything but Sony, I guess I would say, right? For the multi-platform, because you can play it on Game Pass, right? Day one. They come out and said this multiple times. Game Pass Day one, which means you can use your PC, which means you can use your Android phone, your Chromebook. You can use multiple devices. And pretty soon, if they start venturing into it, and we'll know more, I think, sooner than later, is that anything that's a smart device, such as even your TV, could probably stream Game Pass. So if it doesn't have the ability to download the game, you can at least stream it. And we'll see how good that quality is, but that is what it will be. So people are just coming out and they just have this salty disdain taste for Sony and their exclusives. Like they are pulling everything away from them. They're buying and pulling things away. They're not. They've always homegrown, for the most part, every studio. They've taken these studios and helped garner and flourish and everything else as well. They didn't take something like what Microsoft did with Rare and haven't really come up with much, right? What happened to Banjo-Kazooie? What happened to other Rare games? You have Sea of Thieves, which was very rough from the beginning. And here we have it. It's starting to get more and more fleshed out. And there's fans of that game, and there's fans that are bored, and that's just not their cup of tea. It's still not to Rare's quality. Something happened there. So, again, Microsoft acquires Bethesda. Microsoft acquires Ninja Theory, which is the Hellblade series now. And that's fine if that's how you want to do it. But don't turn around and make the case that, well, the biggest one I've been seeing is Sony and Spider-Man, and that should be for everybody. Well, every game, my argument to that is that should be the argument for any case, for any game. Uncharted, Halo, Gears of War, Ghost of Tsushima. Every game deserves to be in everybody's hands. In a perfect world, in a world of peace, in a non-business world. That's how it should be. Now, when it comes to all this here, it's just the fact of the matter. It's the nature of the business. You have these acquisitions for a reason. You have exclusives for a reason. And nobody has fought me back on this because they don't have an argument to be made against it. What, aside from the console itself, the controller, maybe the design of the console itself, aside from that, what is it that's going to draw you to that console if not for exclusive games or exclusive content? What is it? It's nothing. It doesn't matter. It's not going to, the negligence of power between an Xbox and a PlayStation is not going to sway you one way or the other if the content and games are not there. You're going to have the controller. People prefer one controller over the other. And then the same can be said with Nintendo, right? With the fact that it's a kind of a hybrid, it's a handheld, so you can take it on the go. You can use it docked at home. But without their exclusive games, Legend of Zelda, Mario, Super Smash Bros., Fire Emblem, everything in between, Animal Crossing. If they didn't have their exclusive games, and no one's whining about that, but if they didn't have their exclusive games, why would you do that aside from the ability to have a handheld device? And then smartphones and other things are also making it that much more of an ease to use, right? So I just don't understand the content. They just have so much salt and disdain for it. Like, I honestly, and let this go on record, I don't have a problem if it came out to be, which I would be shocked if the next Elder Scrolls or Fallout was a full-on exclusive to PC and Xbox only. If it was, that's fine, and I'm okay with it, because competition breeds excellence. Competition is better for consumers. This is not a perfect world, it's a business world. They don't owe us anything, they do just enough to keep us happy. Just enough. And for those fanboys and the toxism, you can make a case for everything. And it makes it that much more difficult, right? So, and I get it. If you're loyal to a brand, because we're all loyal to a brand to a point, I do favor PlayStation over the other stuff because I prefer the content. But that doesn't mean I want somebody else to fail. I don't want somebody else not to have the content, to have the exclusives, to not have that competitive edge. When Sony rested on their laurels because they destroyed everybody in between with the PS2 and knocked Sega out of the market, which my favorite system of all time, the Dreamcast, which was ahead of its time, got knocked out of the market. That's just the nature of the business. So ultimately, that's just how it goes. But, people just need to take a step back and realize exclusives are exclusives. And that's fine. The Sony side of things, if Microsoft did lock up Elder Scrolls permanently to that platform of choice, Fallout to that platform of choice, or lock it up for 2 years, so be it. You have the ability to get Game Pass at this point, so it's not even like you're on the Sony side of things and you have to buy a console. You don't even have to buy that. Most people have a PC of some sort, whether it's a laptop or a mediocre PC, or you have an Android device, which is your phone, or you have a Chromebook. You have options to stream Game Pass, which is cheap. It's a great value. So really, ultimately, it's just, it goes in that full circle of what Microsoft is trying to do. And what they're trying to do is make money. So if you're on the Xbox side of things and you're trying to think, okay, well, they're finally locking up exclusives. They're going to listen. They're going to totally make it exclusive. Maybe certain games, again, I would be shocked if it's Bethesda locking down Fallout and Elder Scrolls. That'd be so much money lost. But Microsoft needs to make that play. I truly think they need to lock that up. Do it, So it's just the way it is. I keep saying that, but it's just the way it is. And so from each side, don't get mad. Understand that there are options. If you want a game bad enough, don't let your prejudice or your loyalty to a certain brand stop you from playing a great game or a game that you would enjoy. Don't do that. If you prefer a system or you prefer a brand, then that's okay. It's okay to do that. It's okay to have a favorite. But that shouldn't stop you from being like, I'm not going to get that other console. I'm not going to get that other console because that's a brand I don't like. Well, that's your choice. Don't be salty. Don't be rude. Don't be a bad human being. Just don't do it. Like, it's fun. It's fun to poke fun at each other's competition as well. Absolutely. I love doing it myself from time to time. It's fun. Especially when that opposing factor does take an L in one way, shape, or form, right? It's like, take that. But ultimately, if they totally went under, if your opposition went under, that's not going to do good for your business. It's just not. Look what Xbox did with the Game Pass recently, or Xbox Live Gold recently. Look what they did. I had a previous video to that. They hiked up the price big time of what the Game Pass would be and everything included, and got rid of Xbox Live Gold. Less than 24 hours later, and I have the video to retcon that, less than 24 hours later, whoa, everybody had an outrage of that. We better back off. If somebody wasn't checking them and putting them in place, if there wasn't another opposing system or brand in place, whether everybody got mad about that or not, they'd be like, where are you going to go? Google Stadia? Have fun with that. Looks like you're staying in the Xbox community, aren't you? So, and the same thing could be said about Sony as well with what they could do and get away with. You got to have other opposing factors keep each other in check. It's better for us, better for the consumers. So keep that in mind. That's what I wanted to bring to y'all today. But that's what I've been experiencing today with the Bethesda clarification of the exclusivity. I think there will be some games, I think they will be on a smaller scale, that will be truly exclusive. Now, I don't think that Elder Scrolls or Fallout will be locked down. If it is, it's probably timed. Maybe exclusive content is timed, DLC is timed. But I don't see it fully locked away. And if it is, good for them. They're finally making a move. And good for us. You have the ability to get Game Pass if you don't want to buy the console. This shouldn't be a big deal. And for those mad about Sony exclusives, it's not a big deal. You have PlayStation Now. You have some ports to PC that are coming at some point. So if you don't want a PlayStation, you're going to have options as well. So just don't be on that too salty of a side. Take it with a grain of salt. Take it with stride. Pull up those britches and just get over it. Because that's all it is a business. And that's what they're going to do. That's the end of this rant. And that's the end of that story. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Are you a fan of the Watch Dogs Legion Online? Are you a fan of the game in general? Let me know. I'm not too familiar with the newest one yet as far as gameplay and all that. So let me know if you have experienced that or not, if you like it. And number two, let me know below as well what you think about the acquisition of Bethesda. Do you think it's fair? Do you agree with what I have to say? Do you have an argument to be made? Or do you agree? Let me know in the comment below. As always, thank you everybody for your support. Be sure to like, subscribe, turn on those post notifications if you can. That helps out a lot. That way you don't miss a video and you get all the content here from Xvault Gaming. And until then, we'll see you on the next Xvault Gaming video. Take care.